Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome to this lesson. Now, in this lesson, we're going to be animating the vowel sounds. Now, in the last lesson, I did say we load up the reference audio, but for this one, I want us to load up the vowel audio. It's in your sound folder, so be sure to go load it up. And it's really a good practice, to like animate like the fundamentals of a language. Maybe if there's vowels in Spanish and stuff, you could also do that. But I'm not familiar with Spanish. But or French or any or most of those other international languages. But it's always good practice to start with the basics, right? So I do have the audio loaded in, so let me play it. A, E, I, O, U. So yes, this is what we are going to be animating. So we're going to start with the A, which, as you can hear from me pronouncing, and again, I do recommend having a mirror, or just using, if you don't have a mirror, use the front facing camera of your phone to look at how your lips are shaping up. Like if it's A, just look at how your mouth is forming that A shape. In this case, I'm looking at myself, and when I say A, I can see that I'm revealing a lot of my upper teeth from my upper jaw, right? So a good tip, by the way, is just know that try to keep shapes, right? So if like my jaw is open, I'm revealing my teeth, try to keep those shapes for like 2 frames. That way you will avoid stuttering when animating dialogue. And like don't put one shape here and then put another shape here. It's going to really stutter a lot. And see, one thing about the vowel sounds is that they are open mouth sounds, right? So I did go ahead and create my character selection set for my mouth, and I'm going to press S to key everything. So the A begins here, and I'm going to start now forming the A shape. So give me a second. Let me adjust my camera on my phone to make sure I can see myself properly. Okay, I just needed to perform some lighting adjustments on my phone since I don't have a mirror. But A, so with the A, what I can see is I can see that my lips, my upper lip is quite up. I can see most of my upper teeth, and my mouth is slightly open with the A, and also I can also see the teeth on my lower jaw. So I'm going to hold this lower jaw here and open it, and as I say A, it looks like I'm smiling kinda, right? So I'm going to push this control way back, and we're going to do the same thing for also this other side. We're going to make sure you are on the right axis, like that. A, and I can also see there's a slight curve or curl, as you may call it, on my upper lip, like this A. And also for this rig, it seems that when I rotate the upper lip up, it seems that it's pushing it a little bit forward, so I can push this a little bit back. So A. So look again, it's just good practice to look at yourself in the mirror, or just look at yourself on a camera, because it really helps. Because again, people do speak differently. It's not like some people maybe speak from this side of the mouth, some people speak from the middle. You never know. It's just one of those things that contribute to personality, or just you remembering how someone speaks. Everyone has a unique way of doing things. So as you can see, A. I can also see that, and I say A, it seems that my lower lip is kind of curved in a little bit like that. So A. So the upper lip is curled out a little bit, and the lower lip is curled in. So A. So that's the sound. I'm going to select everything and key. E. So let's play that again. A. The E begins around there, so A. And for the most part, my mouth does not change its shape, other than maybe a few features relaxing, like maybe my lower lip relaxing a little bit. Same case with the upper lip relaxing a little bit. So, and also now, I think at this point everything has stopped. So I'm going to make sure, first of all, I key everything at this frame, and then go to this last one here and key everything again, and probably just zero out everything. Now remember, don't zero out if you have a scale. For scale, the default scale is 1. It cannot be 0, so just remember that. That is if you have scaling control. So let's play this and play.
A,
And good. The A sound looks okay. Now let's go over to the other sound, which is the E. So here it is. Let's play it in here.
E, 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 E.
Now the good thing is, because, and this might save your time, and this will save your time, is since when I'm saying A, I'm already saying E at the end. I can just copy the same pose to here. So how you do this is you can shift and select this keyframe, right click and say copy, then come to this and make sure you selected all the controls. So make sure you have your character selection set, and come to this frame, probably delete this one because you don't want stuttering issues, and then right click again and say paste. Right, as you can see, it's going to paste the same pose. So for this one, since it's 1, it's just E. It's just 1, like the E is just a straightforward sound. I'm going to zero out everything. So let's do that. So another method of copying keyframes is by, like, if you were to, let's say you were here, right? You want to copy this pose. If you were to middle mouse click without dragging the time slider, like here, as you can see, nothing will happen. So this allows you to like press S and it's going to retain the same keyframes, as you can see, right? So that's just another way. Again, just hold down Shift, click, and delete that keyframe. Okay, so that can be a time saver if you don't want to keep on, repeating poses. So so we have A and E. Let's go to the other pose, which is the other vowel, which is let's zoom this one in. Now the purpose of zooming in is to see where the audio is ending. So this at least will give you a rough idea on when to begin a pose or a vowel shape.
I.
So I starts with that and then a I. So it's like an E. It's like an E at the end and an at the beginning. So we'll come to somewhere like here. Again, select everything on the mouth. And I'm going to begin it there. So let's make an and I can see that my mouth is really rounded on this pose. So I'm just going to select this lower jaw, say I can see slightly my bottom teeth, slightly the upper teeth. I can see my upper teeth. And there's no rotation. Now, one thing I know is one thing I can see is I can see my mouth a little bit like shrinking in. So I'm going to push this one a little bit in, open the jaw a little bit more. Maybe curl up the upper lip a little bit. Sometimes in animation you have to like go a little extra because again it's really hard to match real life. That's why, like, if animations are done wrong, like, it's so easy to notice when an animation is just done wrongly. So just don't be afraid to go a little bit extra. In this case, I'm going to raise these corners up. I think I selected the wrong thing, like that. Does it look like an R? Again, I feel like when I look at myself, I can see that my mouth is a little bit too rounded. So I'm going to try and round that a little bit. Maybe raise the upper lip a little, just a tad bit. Maybe curl this up a little bit. Again, remember when I'm curling this up, it is pushing itself forward, so you have to be careful with that. But I feel like that's an R shape, and I'm going to key everything on that pose there. So the A begins around here, so it's like A, I, like an A, not even an E, an A. So again, we're going to use the method of copy pasting a pose. So this is the A shape. I know the A begins around here. I'm going to middle mouse click on that point. And at this point, everything has stopped moving. So again, zeroing out everything. And remember, if you have scale, make sure scale is at 1. So let's look at how it looks.
E I A E I A.
And I feel like for the eye, I feel like I don't need to reveal so much of my upper teeth. I just feel like it needs to be subtle. Again, even if you're copy pasting poses here and there, just try to make them different. Because I mean, remember when you're speaking, you're really speaking quickly, right? Like speaking is one of those things that you could do it pose to pose, but most of the time you find yourself doing it straight ahead, meaning like I'm keyframing as I go because your mouth is moving so quick.
E I A E I A.
And that I don't know, I feel like I might need to rotate my upper lip a little bit. I don't feel like I see everything clearly. So let's raise this up. Let's just raise this up to form a more rounded shape. Because I feel like I need to see more of that roundness on the mouth. And I think also it will help maybe if I was to stretch it back a little bit, because even though I want it to be round, I feel like I'm not seeing the shape clearly. So we have A, E, and I. So let's go to the next one, which is the O. O. So let's go to the O sound. And let's begin somewhere there. Let's zoom this one in. Again, just get an idea as to where the sound or the vowel is beginning. In this case, I think I want to begin somewhere around there. I'm going to key that. And for the O, it's like an O, O, like an O and O.
O.
So O, O, O. So this is the beginning. So select everything, key, and then O. And I feel like for the O is more of it's more like the R, but the lips are more bunched up together. I'm not. Let me not copy the other pose. What I'm going to do is let me just try, because I can see that my mouth O. So, oops, be careful. Select the correct axis. Like there's a lot of curling around my both lips, like they're like that. So again, push this back. I think I went a little bit too overboard with that. Don't want to mess up your rig. So I feel like again, push this back a little bit. I think we can push this down. Or maybe push these ones up. Just make it a little bit smooth. I think these ones as well. So this is why you key like you select them in groups, because you see, you don't want like you've forgotten keyframing these ones on the other pose. It's like, as you can see, it's really useful to like just key them all at once, because as you can see, it's really a time saver. And looks like to me these corners are really raised up. Let's raise them up a little bit, push them in like that. And can we push this back? I think that's looking okay. So I think we can also push this a little bit in. I mean, it wouldn't do us any harm, just pushing them in. Because my lips are really curled. Like, from looking at myself with the camera, I can see that my lips are really curled completely. So I think there's no rotations by there for this one. I notice that. So I think we can also try and rotate the lower lip a little bit more, maybe push it backwards a little bit. Feel like that now. That looks ridiculous. Now let's try and smooth it out a little bit. Oh, but remember, it's not like this pose stays for long on screen. So it's oh, ooh, ooh. For the ooh, the ooh is more like the mouth is closing and the lips are, you know, up. Like I can see a clear rotation upwards towards everything. I mean, not towards everything, but most of the shapes are rotating upwards. And again, I think I'm getting to that point where the rig is starting to break a little bit. I think we can also, let's first of all key that frame there. Let's just put a keyframe there, and I think we had pushed that back a little bit. Okay. You don't want to be seeing clipping. That's the black thing you're seeing there is clipping. And for the ooh sound is more relaxed. So let's look at that. Oops, not that. Put that. Probably let's close the jaw a little bit because it's ooh. Maybe let's rotate this lip down one a little bit. Ooh. So again, let's zero out everything first of all and see how it looks like. I feel like the ooh sound is a little bit hard to nail, but let's see.
Oh, 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 oh.
The ooh, 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 ooh. Feel like let's raise the upper lip, right, and see if that makes a difference. Ooh, be pushing that a little bit backwards. Let's look at everything else. Let's just play this. Let's wait for it to cache.
A, E, I, O, A, E, I, O, I, O.
Oh. And now for the last one, we have an ooh, So feel like it's just a matter of replicating since we already have the ooh on the O sound. It's just, again, it's one of those things where you just want to practice time-saving techniques. So I'm just going to paste this pose. You can see it begins there, so I'm going to paste. And it's actually a U, not an ooh. I think I keep saying it in the British English way, but U, not ooh, U. So U is more of an E and a U. Ooh. So I feel like that U sound or ooh sound needs to be here, and U, it's like a U, U. So let's look for the E. Let's look for the E and paste it there, and also let's add a last keyframe there, and let's see what it looks like just at the minute.
U.
That one came out beautiful. So U, it's more of an E ending with an ooh. U. Okay, so again, this is good practice. Of course, I think the ooh sound is a little bit harder to nail. But again, I think I can polish it in my own free time for the sake of not extending the lesson. But hopefully you're now getting an idea as to how to structure and place words. Just remember to keep shapes as long as 2 frames long. to avoid stuttering. And always remember, like, vowels are open mouth shapes. There's other things like consonants and all this other stuff, you know, like go practice with them. I did just include a consonants audio. You can use that to practice your dialogue animation skills. So let's play this one last time and see.
A, E, I, O, U. A,
So yeah, that looks okay, and I should see you guys in the next lesson.